Shalom. We want to start off by giving our praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shad,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Rakah,
Rakal,
Kadash.
Kadash.
Double honors to the apostle and elders, a great millstone, rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David, the elect man pushing his truth and faith sincerity. And it's the brother Yatazakah,
Rakal.
and we're gonna jump right into the scripts. All right, this is Matthew chapter 22, verse 36. It says, "Master, which is the great commandment in the law?" Yahushua said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment."
Keep going.
Verse 39. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
So it says the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as thyself. And when you love your neighbor as yourself, you want the same things. You want the same things for him as you're getting. You want forgiveness since you want forgiveness, you gotta want for him to get forgiveness. You want to get better, so you want to see him get better. But you got brothers that where they really envious. They'll see things brother has and they want it. Envious, covetous. They'll see things brother has, they want it. They want to see him die, and it's just all for no reason at all. There ain't got to be a reason to it. Just because they got demons on them. You got some brothers just in that spirit right now.
I got a quick one.
Con.
1 second. It's Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 10. And let me see. It's this Sirach, chapter 10, verse 9. It says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such is one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." You know, and the point on that was when it said it's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. You know, that's pretty much the most wickedest, type of person you could be. You know what I'm saying? Is a covetous man. You know.
Con.
That's I went back to Matthew 22. There was more on that.
Oh no, that was just James 3:16.
Uh, James 3:16. It says, "For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work."
So where there's envy and strife, there's confusion in every evil work. And that's how you know brother got demons on him. When he's envying and he's trying to start fights, trying to separate brothers, trying to come in between brothers. He's being real envious. That's how you know he got demons on him. Because behind that is evil and wickedness, evil intent. You got something to say about that, bro?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. The brother, right? Like wherever wherever someone envying that, it's got everything else. It's got it's some kind of evil intent behind that. It's because if you're envying, that's gonna cause you to do all type that will cause you to do all type of shit. Like if you envy a man and his woman, you would that could lead to adultery, that could lead to fornication, that could lead to murder, it could lead to all type of shit, man. Lying, if you envy what something that your brother got, that could lead to murder, lying, stealing, just all once it start, you can't stop. Like, let me see, hold on. Salakia, bro. It's in Proverbs. I just want to grab this real quick. It's in Proverbs. Yeah, here you go right here. Yeah, but this Proverbs 17 and 14. It says, the beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore leave off contention before it be melted with. So pretty much like when you have, it said where envy is, then strife and contention and every evil work. So envy starts off strife, and it says the beginning of strife is when one let about water. So that's just like you cutting on a faucet. You know, once you once you envying a brother, there's gonna lead to some more or another wicked act. There's gonna lead to another wicked act, and it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna keep flowing out. That's iniquity. You know.
Con.
You had something else, bro?
Yeah. Proverbs 27 and 4.
Proverbs 27 and verse 4. It says, wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy?
You got it, bro.
Yeah, so it say wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous. So those are two harsh things. But it says, but who is able to stand before envy? So you got a chance to stand before hardcore wrath and anger before you got a chance to stand before envy. Because let me get what this word envy means.
It's funny because what did it say? Wrath and anger?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because wrath and anger, you can calm down, eventually get over it. But when you envy somebody, it's just you just want what they got. You just want to be everything they got. You want it for yourself. You want their spot. You want to take their office. That's not something you can just calm down. That's something you just calm down and forget about. That's
Right.
just always there.
Right. Yeah. Not yeah. Not until you have it. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
That word for envy is kana, and it says ardor for anger of man against his adversaries, jealousy resulting in the wrath of Yahweh. So yeah, pretty much it's the one for it is ardor of anger or of man against adversaries.
Con.
Let me see, bro. What's in Sirach? Give me 1 second, bro. I'm typing in. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Proverbs. I like it. All right, this Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. It says, he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So if you ain't got rule over your own spirit to the point where you just envying the brother for what he got to the point where you can't check yourself, like you can't put yourself in check, like, damn, bro, what the fuck I'm on, bro? I'm being wicked, bro. I got demons on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't check that, then them demons they gonna pretty much just run your ass, man. You know, to the point where you'll end up doing some real sick shit, man.
Con.
You had another precept, bro.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians 3 and 3.
First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 3. It says, for ye are not carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men?
You got it, bro.
Yeah, so it says, for ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men? Right, we supposed to walk in the spirit, man. Tell you about that in Galatians the 5th chapter. Walk in the spirit, and you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh, and that's a lust of the flesh. And the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man. And then scriptures tell you that you commit your way to the Lord, and be delighted in what Yahweh Shem outside is delighted with, and He'll give you everything you want. So you don't have no reason to be envious or covetous of another brother. Why? Because we're not carnal man, we're spiritual man, and ultimately, within you being a spiritual man, you know you're gonna attain everything that your spirit desires. You know. Is it you had something to say, bro?
No, I was gonna say, you had something?
No, I don't got nothing, bro.
Galatians 5:19
I was
and
thinking of
21.
that. That's the spirit. I was thinking of that. Cause it was going to what I just said about for walking in the spirit. You know what I'm saying?
John.
Let me start at 16. This Galatians chapter 5 verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. And that's the lust of the flesh right there. You know, envy. You know, it says for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, right? So the flesh envies the spirit. You know, you already got a covetous nature going on between your flesh and your spirit already. It says, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that they cannot do the things that they would. So you got to be in the spirit. You know, if you're not in the spirit, you're being carnal. You know, you in the flesh. It says, but if ye are led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. Why? Because when you in the spirit, you automatically gonna you gonna follow the law. You know, it said now, because it tell you in John 60:63 that the words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. You know, it says, verse 19, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, immolations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
What verse was that?
That was 21.
You did 21?
Yeah.
God, so you got, people, you doing these things, like I said, we don't envy right now. You're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. So you probably think in your mind, like, man, you're not going to outside, I don't care that I don't like just this one nigga right here. I still love all these other brothers. Who cares if I hate and envy this one brother? I think I'll be fine. Well, according to this, you're not going to inherit the kingdom of heaven.
God, brother. God, that's right. You know, and it said one of the lusts of the flesh was envyings. You know, it said murders, drunkenness, witchcraft, hatred, variance. You know, all these things. These are high level, you know, wicked things, man. You know, that can overtake you and cause you, you know what I'm saying, to be overthrown by Satan. You know, let me get that real quick. So like yeah, Luke 20, 22 and 31. This Luke 22 and verse 31. It says, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, I mean Salakia, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. You know, and that's what Satan will do. He, you know, because that word sift means to inwardly agitate to the point of overthrow, and that's what'll happen when you constantly in the flesh. You know, well, if you know you got you walking in the flesh, you being carnal. You know, and then that leads to envy. You know, and then envy leads to all these other lusts of the flesh, which ultimately is Satan sifting your ass, man. All right, agitating you to the point where you're overthrown of your faith and overthrown of your walk in Yahweh Shah Mashiach, you know, and you destroy it, you know.
God.
You had something else, bro?
Yeah, Romans 2.
This Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
God, because if you renewed in your mind, you're not going to be envious towards a brother. You're going to want what's best for him. You're going to want what's good for him instead of wanting what he has. It's going to, your mindset is going to be completely different.
That's right, bro. That's right. I got a good precept to back you up on that. This yeah. This Second Ezra chapter 14 verse 14. It says, "Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature." You know, so you gotta put off the weak nature, man. You gotta cast off the thoughts of a mortal man. That's thoughts of a mortal man. What? Oh, I want what this guy got, or I want to be like this, or I don't like this brother because of that. Who the fuck this guy think he is, or what I'm saying? What make him so much better that he can have something and I can't have it? That's how mortal men think. You gotta cast that off. You can't, it say be not conformed to this world, but be transformed. How are you transformed? By the word, which what the brother beautifully brought out when we started this lesson in Matthew the 22nd chapter, when Yahweh Shah said that all the law resides about how you love your neighbor and how you love your Yahweh Shah, which your love of Yahweh Shah should show through your love for brothers. Yeah, something else, bro.
Yeah, no, that was it.
That was it. All right, well, yeah. So with that, we want to give our praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh Shah,
Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Hashem,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Kadash.
Kadash.
Double honor to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.